Cheers and welcome to Bitter Reality Brewing. Yes, Drew's here. We're doing the taste test for the iGulu Bavarian wheat. Hefeweizen. If you've heard of a Hefeweizen, Bavarian wheat, maybe not the exact same spot in the world, but the same basic beer as far as I'm concerned. And we're gonna be doing this taste test. The first one was amazing. And we both had a little tiny samples of this, but we're getting ready to do a full taste test now that it's cold crashed. And we're gonna do that in the kitchen, because remember I brewed in the kitchen. So that's where we're gonna do the taste test. And I didn't do anything special with this thing. I did have a problem with the RFID. I did find out that my unit is a pre-production, so they've worked out a few bugs that are now fixed. So when you buy a production unit, you don't have the problems I've had. Yeah. I've had a few tiny things, nothing major, but the RFID just didn't work. So I was like, okay, forget it. And I just did 68 degrees for, I think it was something like 8 days and cold crashing for 4. I had another problem, which you'll see on the iGulu, which is we lost power today. Lost it for about 2 hours. When the power came back on, although the iGulu has a thing that says auto resume, I wasn't here to hit that. It automatically assumes that you want to resume. If you don't hit it, I guess after a certain amount of time, I don't know how long that is. But it resumed and it went back to the cold crash. Well, like I said, I have a pre-production unit. I've set Fahrenheit. Yeah, it reverts back to Celsius. But hey, it's still cold crashed, it's still doing its job. It just thinks it's in another country. Not a problem. I mean, I think the US and there was like one other place in the world that uses Fahrenheit. Yeah. So it's okay, not a big deal. I like Fahrenheit because it's a little more granular than Celsius, and I like the metrics because it's a little more granular than, you know, our measurement in imperial. But yeah, so let's go ahead and do the taste test. Here we go. Cheers. Yes. Nice and hazy like a typical Hefeweizen or Bavarian wheat, but yeah, I mean,
nice gold color, yeah.
Yeah, I've got to be honest here. I'm a little burnt out on Hefeweizens. It was one of the first beers I ever brewed. I've had quite a few. I like their darker version, the Dunkel or Dunkelweizen, based on if you want lager or ale version, which is a little more caramel, a little more of a dessert beer. Yeah. But a Hefeweizen is an amazing beer for the summer. It's usually light. This thing I think is supposed to be right around 5%. I did not take gravities, but it's between 5 to 5.5%. IBUs are only 12 to 18, and for people who don't understand what that means, it's an international bittering unit. And I'm not gonna say it's theorized, but it ranges a little. It's not always dead on to what it says. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful Hefeweizen. Should have either banana or clove. I'm noticing more clove. I don't know about you.
More clove for sure.
More clove.
I'm used to more banana from the stuff that you make normally.
Yeah.
But more clove in this.
So, and I prefer clove, which is awesome. I'm kind of burnt out on the banana. The clove I love. The other thing I wanted to comment, and this is one of the reasons I brewed in the house, because this is a brewing appliance. It can be in your house. I mean, it doesn't quite fit under my countertops, but my countertops are a little low, or whatever you call the cabinets are a little low. Yeah. But if I had enough space, it could go under there. It does look great in the kitchen. Got a little drip going on, but it still tastes good. Yeah. The key here is I wanted to know how loud it was. And when it was brewing, I really barely noticed it unless I was paying attention or it was super quiet in the house. I will say that when it's been really quiet and my wife's been reading in the living room next to us, she hasn't,
even I've heard the complaints.
She's noticed, and it's just this little, I mean, it's not loud, but she notices it because it's a sound that she's not familiar with, and it annoyed her a little bit, but I mean.
It's still pretty quiet. It's kind of like if your fridge is making ice or something in the background. Yeah, it's kind of what it is.
Or maybe less. Some ice makers are a lot louder than that.
That's true.
It just sounds like a little quiet grumbling. I mean, that's it. It's very, very quiet. I'm shocked it's not on right now because I just pulled all that beer. Usually it's starting to recool. You can see it saying, I think, 3 Celsius, but that's fine. Hey, let's do the taste test.
Cool. Definitely heavier in the clove up front, but then you get the nice solid banana flavor after that.
The banana does, it flows smooth, it's nice. And this was brewed, in case you didn't see the first video, you know, I'll link it up here, but Bavarian wheat DME, which is dry malt extract. And then it had beer yeast, which was probably a type of wheat yeast or yeast for, you know, wheat beers. And then it had some hop extract of what they call 15. And I think that 15 is the IBU where they're expecting you to get somewhere between 12 to 18%.
I mean, up front, I smell a lot more clove than like banana, which is normally what I would get from yours is banana. So.
But it's got that nice banana mouthfeel. You taste the banana, it's a mild mouthfeel.
You taste the clove up front, and then you get that banana.
But the clove is amazing. And I'm kind of burnt out on Hefeweizens, but honestly, it's because of all the excessive banana. This has got a lot more clove. I could definitely nail this during the summertime. This would be my go-to session beer for the summer.
It'd be really nice for like a, weekend lunch beer, and then you take a nap after, something like that.
Oh yeah. Have like a nice sandwich or sub or something with this, I'd be set.
It's almost kind of approaching like caramel. Not quite there, but it's approaching it.
It's got a hint of, a very subtle hint. Yeah. And I know I have some people out there going, oh, you got to do, I'll work to figure out a way to do a blind test. But the key is here, we're telling you what we're tasting. I've noticed a few other videos out on the net with people who've done iGulu tests, and they're saying the same thing. They're like, oh my gosh, how?
I'm impressed.
How is this so good? This is just malt extract. Malt extract is hard to mess up, but you can always get a better beer usually with all grain.
I'm very used to that not tasting as good as something else.
Yeah, and this stuff is just amazing. If I gave it to you, you wouldn't know it was from a malt extract. You would think I did an all grain, and I had been doing that same beer for years because it was so good and smooth. I mean, I'm looking forward to the amber lager. I'm gonna be doing that one, and I'm excited. I mean, it's just a really smooth
Like I
beer.
mentioned before while we were in the garage, it's surprising that it tastes like something off the shelf, like some gnome
Like you
brewer
popped
was
a
making.
can and poured it in your glass.
Yeah.
I mean, and yes, this was sent by iGulu, but they're not paying me to tell you this part. It's just really good. And he's not getting anything but free beer. So,
It's true.
and like I said, they're running
bad,
a
I would
special.
tell you,
right
I
now.
promise.
Yeah, they're running a special. Yeah, we got another beer tasting coming up soon where I screwed up a beer, and he's pretty honest on that one.
Okay.
You'll hear about that one. But yeah, we'll see.
Well, we already did. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes because I'm going to do some modifications. But we'll have the original, and he'll let you know what he thinks. But yeah, iGulu, Hefeweizen. Yeah.
I will say it's got like a.
It's a nice winner.
Sorry, not to
No.
mess up the outro there,
No.
but it's got almost like a sweetness after the fact.
Very, very subtle. Maybe 1 point. If I had to guess on gravity, it probably finished at about 1.011 or 1.2.
It's just like after I finished drinking it, like there's like a sweetness that kind of lingers afterwards.
I noticed the wheat. It's usually more of a wheat flavor to me, but I could see somebody seeing it as perceived sweet. And remember, alcohol, the higher the alcohol content, the more you perceive a sugar. This is probably sitting somewhere right in between that 5 and 5.5. But yeah, very nice, very smooth. If you've ever had it, I think it's Tukers or something like that.
Tuker's great.
Yeah, you would love it.
But I think it's is it a Hef or is it a Kolsch or something?
I don't remember, but I know it's got some wheat in it. But yeah. Very, very, very smooth.
Very good. Excuse Riley. She's our guest today. But anyway.
Thank you from her.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, cheers. We had a little background noise I apologize for. Don't forget, like, subscribe, keep sharing. Go check out the website, check out the Facebook, and they've got a bunch of updates coming out and a huge update coming out to the phone app. I mean, massive. So, cheers.
Cheers.
She just wanted to participate.
There we go.
And
then it came back on.
right. If you can hear it, that's about as loud as it ever gets right there. That's it. She's like, what? What did I do something wrong? Look at her, right? Little sad eyes. Like, what? What did I do something?